Should he quit trading? Hi, it's Charlie giving you today's video. So, I've had a comment come through just a week or so ago, and it reads like this. After studying 2 years without touching any trade, it it is almost 1 year. Sorry, you've got to excuse the language barrier here. I'm trying trade with very small quantity. I am not in a big loss, but I am not getting any profitable strategy, which is at least 60% win rate. I'm almost on the verge of quitting trading. Can you help me with showing some way? I don't want any strategy from you. I just need guidance that where I am going wrong. Well, okay. So the first thing that I would comment on here is it says after studying 2 years without touching any trades, then he says it's almost 1 year I'm trying to trade with very small quantity. So I don't quite understand that first thing, but what it suggests to me is that this trader is very much a fear-based trader. So very much a fear-based trader. So that's already a bit of an issue, because if you're trying to study and work on trading and then not take any trades for potentially 2 years here, I'm not 100% sure on what he's saying there, then it sounds like he's maybe trading on a demo account and yeah, not getting anywhere, and that's fine, but it definitely seems to be fear-based. We'll come back to that in a moment. The second element I thought was interesting. He's not in any big loss, but he's not getting any profitable strategy, which is at least 60%. So again, coming back to the fear-based trader, is that he wants to be right more often than he's wrong. So he wants to have a 60% plus success rate. And yet some of the world's very best traders have what? Sort of a 30% success rate. And these are the world's very best, because they're not worried about when they're right or when they're wrong. It's just that when they are right, they make way more money on the winners, and they more than pay for all the losers. So what I would suggest to this person is to not worry about win rates, because win rates aren't important. In fact, I've already replied to this person and said, well, look, maybe look for strategies where you can be right sort of between 40 to 50% of the time. Now, I don't know, maybe that's not what this person wants to hear, but unfortunately in trading, we have to hear what some of the things that we have to hear aren't what we necessarily want to hear. So you need to move away from trying to be right more often. People associate being right more often as being more successful in trading, and it's just not true. I've demonstrated it. If you go back over my YouTube video when on the trading challenges, I've got the next trading challenge update will be coming in December, that I have way more losing trades than I have winning trades, and yet when we last did the trading challenge update, it was up 400%. So you don't need to have a high win rate. So I would look for a strategy, so to speak, that have a lower win rate. Don't have that expectation, but look at your risk to reward on those strategies. So look at the risk to reward and see. You can use the same strategy or techniques and just look for bigger risk reward profiles and see what that does when you back test. Because it sounds like this person's wanting to mechanically trade. Now that's another slight flag for me. When you want to mechanically trade, that's a bit of a flag as well, because that's what everybody out there wants to do, just backtest something and then go off and just take every signal that occurs. Well, the markets aren't really that simple, and so it's not that you can't do it, but that's a tough approach as well, because you're constantly going to come up with a backtested strategy. You start trading it in a live environment, even if it's on a demo account, and then you find the the strategy stops working, because by default a lot of the time you've been backtesting over historical data, and the future data might well be different, and so what looked like a great return historically doesn't work in the future. So I'm not saying don't have strategies and that you should still backtest them, but then maybe you need to do some other analysis in order to find the right context into with the market in order to know when to apply that strategy, and that's what we do a lot of within our community. But I think the main point is get away from worrying about win rate and and actually also, if you're only 2 years in, that really isn't anything. In fact, lots of traders don't become profitable until about the 4 or 5 year mark. So if you're 2 years in, keep going, because it doesn't always mean, it may feel like a long time to you, but for a lot of traders, yeah, it's about 4 years or so before they actually get it and the light bulb goes on. So keep at it. And the other thing is, you're asking me for help. You're asking for help, and I'm trying to help on this and using it as a content video here today. But I think one of the things that people don't do is that they try to do it alone, and you can really accelerate your trading by actually doing something like, whether, I don't care if it's my community, join my community or join someone else's community or whatever. It really might help you to accelerate, providing you're joining the right communities, because there's lots of bad ones out there. 80% of them are. But sometimes trying to do it by yourself, you can just get effectively like a mentor, and that could really accelerate your growth there as well. So hopefully that's given you some food for thought there. And for everybody else, don't get trapped by the win rate trap. Actually actively seek lower win rate strategies and look at your mindset as well. Are you fear-based? And it sounds very much like this person's a fear-based trader, and you need to start looking at, well, okay, if I took 100 trades, how many would I expect to have profitable, and how many do I need to have profitable? Forget the 60 mark, because although there will be strategies that will be right around about that, but you don't need it. So actively look for lower win rate strategies, better risk reward profiles, because they might be more profitable. So that's what you're seeking. You're seeking more profit rather than just trying to be right. And hopefully that gives you some food for thought there. I'll talk about fear-based traders and greed-based traders in a separate video.